U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Hamas has proposed numerous changes, some workable, to a U.S.-backed proposal for a ceasefire with Israel in Gaza. He also added that mediators are determined to close the gaps.
We were waiting on one response, and that was the response from Hamas. And as the Prime Minister said, last night we received a response. Hamas has proposed numerous changes to the proposal that was on the table. We discussed those changes last night with Egyptian colleagues and today with the Prime Minister. Some of the changes are workable, some are not.
Meanwhile, senior Hamas official Osama Hamdan has denied that the group put forward new ideas. He reiterated Hamas's stance that it was Israel that was rejecting proposals and accused the United States administration of going along with its close ally. The U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that many of Hamas's demands were minor and not unanticipated, while other demands differ more substantially from what was outlined in the UN Security Council resolution. Blinken also met Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed Al Thani in Doha. After the meet, Qatar's Prime Minister said that the behavior of both Israel and Hamas is being counterproductive to efforts of a ceasefire. PM Al Thani, however, assured that there is a clear and a firm call to end the war in Gaza. Negotiators from the US, Egypt and Qatar have been trying for months to mediate a ceasefire in the conflict and free the hostages. Hamas said that it is ready to accept an agreement leading to a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, as well as a full withdrawal from the enclave, reconstruction and release of Palestinian prisoners. On the other side, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has repeatedly said Israel will not commit to ending its campaign before Hamas is eliminated. As diplomats seek a ceasefire deal which seems to be in a limbo, Israel is continuing its assaults in central and southern Gaza that are among the bloodiest of the war. Israel forces stepped up air and tank bombardment in Rafah and central Gaza. An Israeli airstrike on a house in Al-Nusayrat refugee camp killed 3 people. Residents earlier said Israeli forces pounded areas across Gaza as tanks advanced towards northern Rafah along the Egyptian border. Palestinian health officials said 6 people were killed in an airstrike on Gaza City in the north, and 1 person was killed by a tank shell in Rafah. On the other hand, deadly violence has intensified along Israel's northern border with Lebanon. Lebanon's Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah rained rockets on northern Israel, and this comes a day after an Israeli strike killed one of its senior commanders. According to the Israeli military, 3 waves of around 215 rockets and missiles filled the sky over northern Israel. Hezbollah has also claimed more than 10 other attacks on the Israeli military, including 1 with drones. Now, in the ongoing campaign in the Red Sea, Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels claimed an attack on a merchant ship. In a statement, the rebels said they had carried out a military operation targeting the Tutor ship in the Red Sea using a naval drone, aerial drones and ballistic missiles. The ship was hit about 126 kilometers southwest of the rebel-held port city of Hodeidah. The U.S. Central Command, meanwhile, confirmed that the Tutor had been struck by a Houthi unmanned surface vessel that caused severe flooding and damage to the engine room. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.